What's up, guys? Just chilling here. This is Mi Arte podcast number 6, man. It's happening. Arte Y Lokura, bruh. I call it. That's what I call it. Not the podcast, but everything I do that has to do with art. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I do is, for that logo that I'm building up. Arte Y Lokura. That's what I call it, man. And I guess I could explain for you guys what Arte Locura is. And that could be the topic, I guess. Sometimes I don't have topics, but I could go briefly. How did I come up with this shit? So go grab yourself something to drink, man. It's kind of late, so I can't really be as energetic as I normally am. Not. I'm not that energetic person, but I'm grabbing my drink. I'm drinking all this water. And yeah, man. Let's go over what I call Arte y Locura, man. Alright, so there was a time, I had this idea. Arte y Locura was like, I still believe it today, but I feel like it's becoming, me estoy alejando más from the partying, you know what I'm saying? Um, I'm not gonna say when someone imagines like your party, you're all partying, you're doing crazy shit out there. Um, I wouldn't say as much as I would like to, you know what I'm saying? Well, because I'm more focused on the arte part. I'm more focused on making things, making, being creative, I guess, making that art section. Trying to make myself, get myself that reputation of being an artist. Man. I was like so close on not continuing my art shit, but arte is a Spanish word for art. Just in case there's people out there who don't know, now you know. That's pretty cool. You learn something new. Y, that's the Y, right in between arte and locura. Locura is like craziness. You know what I'm saying? There was a time I was trying to translate that into English, and it doesn't make sense. Art and craziness. That doesn't really make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. But when you say it in Spanish, sometimes arte locura sounds cool. Pero I took the time and named it Arte Y Lokura. It's like producing art, not in the painting section, not in drawing, but creating, like being the creative side. You know what I'm saying? Being, yeah, if you're an artist and you create art, it's like people who make music, they make something. You know what I'm saying? They make this this art form in for the ears. You know what I'm saying? They uh they make you feel something. They make you feel something through sound. You know what I'm saying? They produce this like sounds, and I don't know. They just build something. They make a sound. They make a song. They create this feeling in you. They help you produce your art. You know what I'm saying? It's like artists use materials. They use paint. They use this. And sometimes when you know what you're painting, you create this visual idea. They create this visual idea that helps other people a better to have a better understanding on some sort of topic, or just simply doing it for fun, expressing yourself, I guess. But locura can also be like craziness, although it doesn't sound good in English, it's like locura is like I wouldn't say completely desmadre. I would say it'll be up to this day. I still don't know fully what I was thinking. It's something to wonder about. You know what I'm saying? Something that yet I still don't know what it 100% means. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think it's like life. I would compare it to life. You know. Um, I don't know, man. I still thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? So I used to draw a lot when I was younger. I used to draw all this crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? I used to draw. I used to see growing up people draw shit, and it was dope. It was cool watching all these sketches, all these things that helped me build this this drawing path for me. This artist in me, I guess. And when I was young, I used to like draw a lot of shit. I used to put more detail into my drawings. I really like to stand out when I used to draw my shit. But I was always jealous. I was always jealous of other artists when in the same age. And when I was younger, it's like I could draw dope. I could draw with good detail. I knew how to like draw this and draw that. You know what I'm saying? I knew what it was to me. But there's always this one section where in this where it's like, oh, when you see girls draw, when you see a girl draw or a female draw or whatever they labeled themselves when they were younger. Practically, when I'm trying to say a girl, a female, they had like the most smoothest crayon filling ever, bro. I was jealous of that. I'm jealous even today. That they could, use crayons and have this, they had this like what's it called? The perfectly crayoned paper. They had this very smooth, very like I don't know. That was fucking like out of my mind. That kind of made me go and like insane. You know what I'm saying? Like that made me I don't know. It was just jealousy that I had. That I was like, how can girls like how could like some of these young girls create this smooth surface out of a crayon? When I use a crayon, it's like I I just like color it in the blanks, but no lo pendejos. I used to like I colored. I colored it, but it was never like their coloring, man. When I was like, and I grew up drawing shit, still with that in the back of my head. And as time passed by, I started like outlining shit. I started practicing, like in the third grade, maybe younger, third grade, second grade. Where shout outs to all the homies who grew up, in that vecindad. Um, and I used to have this outline, this outline of the place where I stayed. Like a bird's eye view of this town. You know what I'm saying? Right in front of Montebello High School. Well, no, it wasn't Montebello High School. It was the Montebello Intermediate School. And it was like so detailed, bro. It was so detailed. I remember it. I remember myself like drawing this bird's eye view from top to bottom of the place where I stayed, I had this box. Let's say it was. I'm drawing it right now because it's crazy how I drew it. So I had this like box. I had this box, and then I started labeling the sections of the house. What I'm saying? I started sectioning. Okay, here's the front entrance of the door. What I'm saying? This is the front entrance, and then from that front entrance, I started dividing the house into what it was. I still remember. So I would say, all right, here's the door. Here's the beginning of the door. One, two, three steps, right there, and then I would start from that door onto the inside. Now there will be like a little salita, what I'm saying? Like the smallest salita ever. The smallest salita though. And then there was a couch right here, and that's how I started, labeling the house. I started like a mueble. We had that mueble, Some people had the same mueble. I don't give a fuck. We had a mueble. And then we had another couch here, and then beside the corner there was a view right here on the outside window. And then we had like a little little concrete backyard, that connected with the back part of the kitchen, which was like connected to this. It was connected to the, what's it called? To the sala. There is an opening. There is an opening, and when you walk in, there was the kitchen. There was a kitchen. At one point in time, we got birds. We had birds, parrots, fucking birds. There was always like these large boom boxes, you know, bocinas, you know, a lot of good music. And then there was this like long hallway from the kitchen onto the. This is one. This is the opposite corner of. This is the other side of the what's it called? Of the living room. So we had this living room, and we're passing onto the kitchen. Round kitchen took a lot of space, man. And then we had the fridge. That fridge always fucking big ass fridge. You know what I'm saying? Big ass fridge. And then we had the fridge connected to the kitchen, which was on the wall. The muebles onto the wall. And then we had another mueble across the fridge, which was directly behind the other wall of the sala. And then we had, what else we had there? We had a stove, small ass stove, man. Small ass stove. Oh, excuse me, burping that shit out. So we had a small ass stove there. And it's crazy because as you outline your old house, you know what I'm saying? Memories come through, bro. Memories come through. All kinds of memories. And then past the stove, there was a laundry room. There was this like small section of a laundry room. We have our laundry, section right here on the right. Secadora, lavadora. And then across the laundry room, we had this door that led to like a little passageway onto like a long passageway outside that connected to the main street. This is the place where everybody grew up, man. This is the place where you have to feel special about yourself if you grew up here. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm happy that you know life is changing, and everybody's in their own ways. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of shit we could talk about. I like when you start to think about your homies, their neighbors, all that shit. There's so many stories you could come up with your fucking podcasts, guys. Versions, funny shit, serious shit, your own personal shit, personal fucking, all that caca. But back into the laundry room, that was connected to the kitchen. Passing the laundry room, keep it going straight. and you'll find the smallest fucking bathroom. Now this had a toilet, a sink, a bathtub. This shit had a Sony stereo. We're lucky to have a stereo at the time, man. Sony was always something we always had, man. Lucky stereo, a lot of good tunes. And then there was this, the recámara. The recámara. They had the closets, the underneath and top cabins. The muebles on top and bottom. And they also had, fuck, man, it just brings a lot of memories, bro. And there was what's called mueble. There was always a mueble in the room. We had bunk beds. You grow up large kind of family. And then we had this little pasillo. We had this little pasillo in between the. We had two bunk beds, because we were kind of a big family. You know what I'm saying? And that was the layout of the house. I used to draw this when I was small. Man, we had a car. Luckily, we had a car right here. We had that shitty roof. Yeah, man, that's a fucking outline of the house. So that's pretty cool. That's what I practiced drawing when I was growing up. I don't know what they called this kind of drawing back in the day. Now they call it like architecture drawing. This is a fucking profession. If I knew, if we had the money, if I had that person that tells me, oh, that's fucking architect work. You could like do that for other people's houses, and there will certainly be like, shut the fuck up, and you get paid for that. Like, yeah, people get paid for this shit. I mean, we grew up with a Spanish speaking, family. They didn't know about that, but that's all cool. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Like, this is the house, and I think everybody should like practice it. Drawing their outline, just the overhead view of the house. It's gonna bring out so much memories, so many topics, stories, and I could already imagine what having someone here with the podcast saying, "Oh, you remember that one time?" Oh, it's gonna be so fucking dope. And yeah, man, this was a place. This is the place of struggle. This was the struggle. Life's still a struggle. It's crazy. The homies you meet, the neighbors you meet. Damn, man, we're just lucky we had that neighborhood. We're just lucky enough that that we got along, bro. That we got along with all these people. I'm just starting to outline the whole place. I think it's good practice, man. Oh, man. Oh, that's fucking sick. And of course, homies lived here. Front neighbors lived there. Grumpy neighbors. Grumpy this, grumpy that. That this and that, but we look back at it and it's like fun, what I'm saying? It's fun to have all this shit still stuck in you. When who could have thought, just outlining the fucking outline of the old house brings a lot of fucking memory. I didn't know this was possible until like I redrew it. I also remember drawing a fabrica. You know what I'm saying? I had this view where I used to have this what's it called? This taller. You know what I'm saying? I had this fabrica that I drew for a project. Shit was dope. I mean, it was like half-assed because I didn't know how to color. It's like maybe someone No, I could see why how people stopped doing this because they weren't getting the necessary like things that they wanted. But this fabrica had it was crazy. I had it like this. I drew this like in third grade. You know, it was a fabrica, like a rectangular, and then like extra chimney on the left side of the rectangular fucking shit. I also drew like a fucking stairs. I mean a ladder on the outside going to the top side of the rooftop, and I also added clouds to the fabrica. You know what I'm saying? There was like smoke coming out of it. There was smoke. And then, of course, every fucking painting had like an embarrassing like you know I don't want to say embarrassing. I think that's disrespectful. Had this picture of you when you were a kid. That's just crazy. You know that fro mullet, the frolet. Oh Jesus. Yeah, man. That's how much time I took into drawing. But now time passed by. You know, time passed by, so there'll be less artistic, less como se dice? There'll be less of this drawing. You know what I'm saying? There'll be less drawing, and they involved more mathematical. They added like mathematical shit. They added literature. I fucking hated reading when I was young. I hate reading. People. I don't know how people find it. I mean, yeah, you do learn shit while reading, but when you don't, you have to read the shit that interests you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like comic books are interesting, so you're just gonna based off comic books. No, you have to read the shit that you like to read about. Shit that's gonna make you uh like reading. You gotta find shit that's gonna make you find out that reading is not that bad. You're gonna have to make reading fun for yourself. So that's fucking stupid. When you find something and you making fun that you not making fun, but you make fun out of it. Like you have fun while you're doing it, cause they don't teach you that in school, man. Now what some of the things that I this was like the art section. No, in high school is always fucking stupid. I'm pretty sure. I drew a lot of stupid shit in high school. I still have like a black books of high school shit that I have. People that drew for me, people that I drew for. You know what I'm saying? People that crazy shit that I drew on a piece of paper, crazy shit that I drew on a desk. Sometimes I just feel like going back into a class just for the feeling of being in there and and drawing. I went to I don't know where, a place in Uptown Whittier, and it was an art class. But an art class feels like it's like not even an art class. You're gonna have to make the art class the way you want it to be interesting. You know what I'm saying? You don't want like these fucking. When I walked in there, they all knew each other. You know what I'm saying? They were talking about other shit besides art. You know what I'm saying? They were talking about stupid random shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like super like basically where you don't fit in. And but they didn't do this to make you uncomfortable. Now they talk about this shit every day. They gossip. Basically, you're in the wrong audience. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you want to draw, dude, you want to hang around with people who you won't talk to about. Like you want to be in a group where you want to do the same shit that they do. You know what I'm saying? You want to like, all right, know what you're doing. Like if that person is drawing something similar to yours, you wanna you wanna draw the same shit like they do. You know what I'm saying? You wanna kind of replicate the same shit. You know, you guys want to go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? You want to kind of like collaborate, kind of. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes now it's hard to fucking collaborate. As easy as it is and it sounds, it's hard to collaborate because people are not down. You know what I'm saying? People are not down to collaborate. I'm not like it's easier to collaborate now. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, people are. I'll try to collaborate with people, and they just like say no. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna show you how easy it is. I'm gonna tell you guys how easy it is. I'm gonna talk about it. So collaborating is as simple as drawing something and send it. Not through mail, bro. You know what I'm saying? Not through mail. Through electronic mail, bro. You know, through files. Now, it sounds like a good idea. You know what I'm saying? You know how a lot of people now are turning into digital artists? You know, I always had this idea of like, I'll send you send me a file. You know, you send me a file of your drawing that you did, and I'll just draw onto it. You know what I'm saying? And this is gonna happen in the future, for sure. You know, you're gonna be drawing something on your computer, your tablet, you know, your iPad or whatever, and you're gonna send it to someone to draw next to yours. You know, collaborating or simply just talking shit to each other's art. You know what I'm saying? Like making this like fucking this art against this art, and it's simple as drawing it, sending it, and they draw it, and they send it back, and that person adds their color to theirs. You know what I'm saying? Or you know, just finish your product, whatever, and send it, and they're gonna be like drawing theirs with yours. You know what I'm saying? That's how easy it is to collaborate. You know that and people find it difficult to do that because they add all these attachments. Like, oh shit, you know, you're using it, but there's other people who are trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? They don't have time to do that shit. It only takes you like, I would average 20 minutes out of the day. And if I could do that, you know what I'm saying? I could like sketch out something and send it to the homies who have like a digital sketch, but they want to have like, I don't know, man. But that's an idea that I've been wanting to do. You know, sketch something, send it, they bring it back, and back and forth, back and forth. You know what I'm saying? Now, that's how easy it is to collaborate now in the digital world, and it's not happening. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the fuck? You know, people are open minded as fuck, but yet I don't understand. Maybe they don't want that to happen. You know, only if you're that artist that you want that to happen, I'm opened up for that shit. You know, if you're down to do that, you know, collaborate digitally. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever you draw, I won't touch, and whatever I draw, you don't touch it, and create that dope, you know, design. But it's not happening. But that does not make me give up hope for that shit. So, Lokura, man, kind of that's kind of like that's kind of the art side. Now, Lokura is just, I guess, the life. It's just the understanding of what, well, I don't know. I still don't understand it yet. But let me set up this song. So I'll be back, taking a break, but I'll be back real quick, like 10. And yeah, man, it's crazy. Couple of sketches I just made right now, and so that's pretty cool. What's coming up, man? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Collaboration, bro. I'm kind of brain dead right now, but let's see what I could come up with. You know what I'm saying? It's like get into that sleepy state. Oh yeah, water, hydration, man. So yeah, so Arte Y Lokura. You know what I'm saying? It's like I've been drawing all this shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been drawing all this shit since I was like young. And as I got older, I picked up the canvas, laid it on the table or whatever, started painting on it, and one ended up to another, another painting. And then some people wanted your paintings, you know what I'm saying? Some people still have it today. You know what I'm saying? I still have some old school paintings, in the attic. A lot of people have sketches of like when they were young, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Um, so this logo of the skull, I don't know. There's this one time that I tried to describe it. Each teeth was like something special for me. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. It's just like a crazy idea, but I just designed this logo of a skull with one eye wide open, more open than the other. And I just decided that, started working on it. You know what I'm saying? It was a rough sketch, a cheesy ass one. Growing up, it was so cheesy that I look at it now and it's like, damn, anybody could come up with that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's funny how when you come up with a sketch and you make it look professional, it looks more professional now. You know what I'm saying? It looks more solid. Like it means something. It's something that it's something that there's something behind it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make it look like that. And like every painting I paint, I add that logo to it. I don't. I should like probably sign my art with my initials. I used to do that. I stopped, and then I just started just doing the logo. You know, we pasted it on a couple of buildings, not as much. It's crazy. It's crazy when a long time ago, like around 2010 ish, maybe 10 years. What is it? 10 years? Nah, a little bit. Yeah, maybe around 10 years. Yeah, I would say 10 years. When I was like around like 18, 19. I used to go to the LA Art Walk. That was when I was like really focused on what I was doing. Before I was like, I wouldn't say on my prime. You know what I'm saying? I was like on the creative side without thinking. I didn't know how to manage my shit. You know what I'm saying? But it'll be crazy when some people recognize you for something. You know what I'm saying? I remember this one time, this kid around the same age as me, and I had my logo. It was the skull. The calaca. When I say calaca, it looks like a kind of like a cartoonish calaca. It's not like a real calaca that we have. You know what I'm saying? It looks pretty cartoonish because that was like the monsters I always used to paint. But this kid recognized it, and it kind of fucking blew my fucking mind away. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it was crazy because I still remember up to this day where I was posted up by the I don't even know, was it Fifth Street? You know where the LA Art Walk happens? And he yells out, "Oh shit, that's Arte Y Lokura!" Like seriously, like, "Oh shit, that's Arte Y Lokura!" And I was like, "What the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? I didn't say shit because he was like with this group of homies, and their homies turned around to him, and they're like, "What the fuck? Like who? Like what are you saying?" You know what I'm saying? And I was like, "What the fuck, dude? Like cómo se entera uno? You know what I'm saying? Cómo se entera uno?" And that's the thing that I go for. You know what I'm saying? That's like it's that underground feeling that it gives you. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit. And it's like, how'd you figure it out? You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh fuck. But it's like it's fun. It's fun to have those encounters sometimes. That he yells out, like surprise. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like maybe today he still remembers. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I grew up in this in this place they call Montebello. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like, I'm from Montebello. Montebello this. No, I'm not claiming no barrio, but I grew up in Montebello. I from I didn't grow up to see Montebello. I saw the modern Montebello, develop. I remember when there was like a giant ice cream cone in front of MOI. I grew up where Gravity Board Shop was there. You know, I grew up when there was like a drive-in like store right where Double was at, right across from that was it the market, the one near, what is it? The one right near to right in front of Doubles, right near to the hospital, in between the hospital and the Tacos on Chente. There was what else was there? Shit, the Walgreens was where the gravity board shop was at. And there was a giant cone, ice cream cone, right in the corner where the Walgreens sign is at. And I think that was what the fuck was it? Was it like an outlet store? I think it was like a clothing store. It was like a bogada. It was a bodega de ropa. I don't even know about that. We never really walked in there, but there was like I remember it was an ice cream cone, and then the skate park wasn't not even there. I can't really say much about the skate park, when they started it. Um, I remember they used to like throw demos there. It was before it was built. We used to Before the new playgrounds were there. We used to visit that park, man. It was this long. It was only like a single long ass metal slide there. Um, what else was there? There is a damn man. MOI now has this. I still haven't seen that movie. I think mid 90s they called it. Looking. I have not seen that movie yet. I won't see it, not just yet. But because if I see it, I know it's gonna get me this new feeling of a new, like this new fucking, this new view of Montebello. And I really don't. I'm not ready to see that movie yet. So what else? Damn man, it's like I think MOI now has more what's it called? More classrooms all the way in the back. I'm not even sure, but it's changing. When you go back there, is like not in the class, but when you go back to the city keeps on changing, and it's like it's crazy because I don't live there no more, and it's crazy. Um, what else has changed that I've noticed? No, the Costco is not there. They moved it across the freeway. What is it? The 60? I think this is 60. No, or the 10. I don't know. But they moved it across. I think they built an In and Out there too. I think there's a Chick Fil A, some around there. I'm not even sure. They're building. They're building where those mountains are. You know those. Oh, the Costco's not there. Right in front of Costco, there was this like old rusty, this mountain, this this terreno. Not terreno. They call it. What's that word? This word of this. It was like the cerro, in the cerro, the cerro, the cerro. It was like dead plants everywhere. It was all dried up. There was this like oil extraction plant there. This those things that look like a hammer from the top, and just like because that's what some people. I remember it as that like an oil extract, but now they're just like it's under construction. I don't know what the hell they're building, but when you pass by there, it smells like fresh dirt. You know what I'm saying? It smells like fresh dirt, and they're like just. I think they're gonna build like fucking like more stores or shit like that. I think they might convert like Costco, the old Costco, into like an outlet, shit like that. I don't even know. Maybe like fabricas or something. Because it's like right next to the freeway. You know what I'm saying? It's like and then past beyond there, I don't know. There's what else? What else is changing in Montebello? Mm, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Sergio's Tacos been there for a long ass time. I still go there. Bomb ass food. The one on Atlantic and what is it on Olympic? That one's pretty good. But the old one's pretty cool too. Carniceria still there on Olympic. That's pretty dope. No carniceria. And Superior always been there that I remember. What else is there? The church. It's really iconic. If you're in Montebello, I'm not sure if it's the biggest church. The one across the Ari's. Ari's always been there that I've noticed. It used to be like old folks chilling at Ari's, and you don't see that as much now. And right across Ari's, there is this like all the way in the back. That's where the church is at. I'm not sure if it's Catholic. I gotta go do my research again. But they have this like giant Cristo, with a lot of respect towards that religion. And that was really iconic back in the day. They used to always get packed. I'm pretty sure it gets packed now. And I don't know, man. Stay. Jimmy's was there. Not the guy. Jimmy's was a restaurant by right in front of Alondra's. Alondra's wing area. That place has not been touched. Oh no. Yeah, that too. But there's this other place. I don't know. This other place by. Where is this? What the fuck is? They still haven't built anything there. Where there's this one place where it was creepy. It felt like there was a haunted house there, man. It was so creepy. Like it was so old, rusted. Like in the main street, there was this haunted house. You know what I'm saying? And it's like there's this haunted house, and it had this like wishing well. You know what I'm saying? Where the ring comes out. It was like I'm not even sure it was brick, but this wishing well, and like why would there be a wishing well there? You know what I'm saying? It's like this old house. rusted with trees, wishing well. Uh, no fence, no fences, so you could practically walk around the fishing well onto like the front of the house, or I don't know what the hell that was. There was also, Searing's not there anymore. Some people do remember Searing. I remember Searing. I used to go there, you know, get my CS skills there. Counter Strike. If you don't know what CS means, 1.6. Um, Montebello High School changed also. They built 2-story fucking places back there. What else? Turf. They built turf. They added surveillance cameras now. Actually, not now. When I was like attending high school, we were there when they started to install the cameras and shit. We all felt a certain way about that shit, and we never said nothing about it. I guess. Um, Still today, it is kind of weird to have those cameras. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of money, and we're still serving that same bullshit food. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think students have that. Or parents. Parents should know about this. What kind of food their kids being served? You know what I'm saying? I wasn't. We didn't qualify for that lunch that we wanted. You know what I'm saying? So, um, it was crazy that we had to pay for it. And yeah, as much as we wanted the food, we had to pay for it. And I guess that was based on income. What your parents did. I didn't understand that until like later on. In high school, or you blah blah blah. You qualify or not, whatever. And sometimes it's like teachers are dope. Was in middle school. In middle school, I had a teacher who uh, attended one day. The first week. Yeah, yeah. I think he was known for like this ruler. He will smack it on people's desks, and then after that day, after like the first week, like you get the introduction. Oh yeah, what's up, guys? My name is this and that. If you guys, open there, we have the collection of rulers I've been using across the years. But I don't know what the fuck happened. I think he retired or he got fired. I don't even know, man. People have that timeline. You're talking to people who went through that teacher, and he knew their background and stuff. And what else happened there? I remember they one time, I think when I was in sixth grade, there was this one time where we all, was it sixth grade? We went into the room one morning, and everything was fucked up. Everything, the ceilings were fucked up. There was like paperwork everywhere, man. You walked in, it looked like fucking a blizzard, or what's that fucking PGI Pokemon movie? Swirl? Is it Swirl or Twister? Yeah, it looked like a Twister went in there, man. Like paperwork was everywhere. Desks were like fucking upside down, tossed around here and there. Pencils, fucking materials. The shelves were on the floor. And I was thinking, what the fuck happened here? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I think the teacher got the notice that the school's been robbed or something, or the classroom was being robbed, and they broke through the ceiling. And then I don't know how the fuck they did that. It's crazy. I mean, there's so many stories other people have about that school and shit, good, bad, whatever. But yeah, you get memories going back. You know, you see the changes it goes through, and you think about the teachers they hire. You know what I'm saying? Are they really focused? Because substitute teachers become teachers at that high school, and now I guess being a teacher is fucking hard as fuck if you're trying to be a teacher for like middle schoolers. You know what I'm saying? Because they have this all this technology. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and knowing, having the knowledge that you're feeding them bullshit, it's crazy. And yeah, I guess that's where I find the time to draw my fucking shit out of my imagination. You know, my monsters I used to draw. You know, everybody goes through that phase of drawing. You know, they go through drawing monsters. I used to draw monsters were like with like eyes and shit. You know, with like mouths, and I used to draw stick figures too. I used to draw a lot of war figures. You know, a lot of tanks. I remember that clearly. You know, a lot of tanks. You know, fighting guns. I remember drawing this one rabbit. I think he had a bandana over his head. I think he had like two Mac 10s in his hand. It's crazy. I still remember that rabbit. I don't know where that rabbit was from, but it's one of those things that I drew, and I still remember, but don't know exactly where it came from. You know, it was either like a drawing from actual an actual reference, or something that you just came up with it. But yet again, you still have that memory of not making that image, if not having that image projected in your head. You know what I'm saying? Other thing is I used to draw when I was young, and I don't even know, some shit. There's a lot of shit that happens. What else? I was drawing in high school. You know, I'm gonna be straight up. I drew a lot of dicks. Just straight up, man. A lot of dicks. I used to draw a lot of dicks, not because I like dick. You know, I used to draw my teachers. I saw the lack of motivation these teachers brought to school, to class. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well, I wasn't say I was like a travieso in high school, but like some people need some entertainment during school classes. You know, and you should draw like teachers like sucking this, sucking that. You know what I'm saying? This up their asses. You know. Man, it's crazy how that like evolves into like adding more detail, not to Dick, but like to other figures. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's where people are starting to look at the detail of your art and say, "Oh shit." I used to draw other shit too. I used to draw on my desk, you know, all the time. I used to like. I think one of the dopest thing ever is when a teacher goes over, over your shoulder and says, "Hey, that's pretty cool." But yet again, that's not art class. Unfortunately, you're gonna have to erase it. And when you were just like a mellow kid, when you're a mellow, when you're like, all right, you understand what school is. What not what school is, but yet you understand. The This is the thing, man. When older people, older homies, older family members tell you about this teacher, and they tell you, "Oh, yo, this teacher's fucking dope, man." You understand right away. All right, all right. I won't do like the comportas. You know what I'm saying? You say, "All right, dope. I won't give this fucking teacher a hard ass time. But I'm not saying that you give hard time to all your teachers, but it's like, all right, I'll keep conscious in this classroom based on the teacher, not what he teaches you, but because he's a human, you know what I'm saying? Like he's someone, like everybody used to say, hey, you remember you used to have this kid in your classroom, and they'll mention like their bros and their sisters, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, and sometimes like if you're that favorite kid, like straight up, oh yeah, he was in my class, he used to do this and that and blah, and you'll feel like, great, I'm in this class too. Treat me like him. Nah, fuck no. And man, I have so much respect for that, like teachers people mention, and they say, when they say they're dope, and you see that person grow up to be the way they are, you automatically want to say, thanks, you know what I'm saying? You want to say, you want to go back there and just like see them one more time, you know what I'm saying? You want to go back there, and whatever people say about your teachers, like, you don't know the way I know, you know what I'm saying? You don't know the patient I was, you don't know the respect I had for certain teachers, you don't know how, like, you don't know the my version of this teacher, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people have this. There's a lot of people who are like this and that, you know what I'm saying? But it's cool. It's cool that it's cool to observe, you know what I'm saying? It's always great to look at things and understand, you know what I'm saying? It's always great to listen, and in your mind you still have this complicated understanding, and sometimes them clarifying it, like explaining something to you, you say, oh, they're tossing you like a puzzle to understand the concept, the whole thing that you're missing out on, and you're putting it together, you know what I'm saying? You're putting this whole idea of the teacher that he is, and yeah, it's getting to, I don't know, I'm not even sure, it's like sometimes you do wonder about them. It's like you almost want to go back there, because I'm gonna let you know, no one really goes back there and thanks their teachers. They only thank their teachers, man, when, I mean, yet again, it could be bullshit when like a teacher's like, oh, this kid went to college, and because we went over this procedure, and then he came back here and gave me thank you. No, fuck that. Fuck that. I'm not gonna. I don't find myself in college and going back there and say, oh, thank you. I'm gonna make this other kid in your class make like a piece of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, 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 nah. I think I appreciate them for who they are. For what they taught me, for what I know now, not for because they told me this will work for your success. We didn't have that understanding. It's like I once when I went back there, and it's crazy, bro. I went once I went back there, and I can't really go there because it's like you're surrounded by these fucking minors. You don't want to give yourself a bad example, you don't want to make yourself look bad. And there's days where like, all right, today's a day where I'm gonna go just visit the teacher, you know what I'm saying? And they're still there, and as long as you see them, it's like, oh, that's dope. And man, this is like, I don't know, it's just cool. It's so dope, man. Yeah. Other things, I think at one point in time there, people were saying that there was a bunker, in MOI. There was like an underground bunker, just in case of a nuclear attack. Like there was like this underground sewage, system. Other people say some buildings were haunted. There's other people say that there were bats in there. I didn't even know if they were true or not. Certain there were some dicks, some dick of a teacher. You understood why. There's this one teacher where everybody said that he was a dick. He's a dick. He's a dick. But when you're like alerted and you're aware, bro, when you're aware and you know why, you know exactly why, why people are dicks. You know what I'm saying? I guess there's this one time where I don't know, man. I guess people, some teachers see like they see like, I don't know, they see this potential in you, man. It's not saying like, oh, good job, go to college and shit. I'm gonna kiss your ass. No, I don't think it's like that kind of kiss your ass shit. They know you have the capability of like of doing something. You know what I'm saying? They know that you could and somehow change the world. You know what I'm saying? Somehow make this movement, make a change around you. You know what I'm saying? They know that you have that ability to uh to make some shit happen. You know what I'm saying? That take action for some shit. You know what I'm saying? They know that you have this power. You have this magical fucking shit in you. That yet over time you explore it. You know what I'm saying? Let me get this water break. Now there's this one teacher they called Mr. Sanchez. It's like the one time I think if you were late to his classroom, he'll make you stand up the whole time. If not, you could just like walk out. You know what I'm saying? You could just like you could just walk out and like I wouldn't complain about standing up the whole time without drop my pencil. Verga. Verga when you drop your something, There was this I understand, that was old, cocky as fuck. Like, but he was showing us videos of his interviews. He'll like interview people who find success. You know what I'm saying? He would like interview people who did something in life. You know what I'm saying? Who became those people who sell houses. What they're called? Uh, what was that? Nah, just kidding. Fuck. I don't know. A salesman, I guess. He would interview people who like and he'll show it to class. And basically, I kind of caught on to it where he's trying to like teach you how to make that cash money through there. And he will like ask them, what did you do to get started? And it's like, I guess he kind of like I, I, I wonder if he's on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? But you know, all he wanted to do is like keep yourself writing shit, but not seriously. You know what I'm saying? He just wants paperwork from the corner of your eye to make it look like you actually wrote a whole shit. You know what I'm saying? And one day, I walked up. He called my name. Omar. You know what I'm saying? It's like he went through my paper. I think it was one of those times where he would grade you on based on what you wrote. This is about the time one of those games came out, Gears of War 3, I think. And everybody was fucking nervous, Everybody was nervous. Oh, this was gonna give me an F. Oh, this was gonna give me a D. This was gonna give me a A. or C, and then I was like, yeah, whatever, whatever he gives me. And then it's funny how this fool confuses people. You know what I'm saying? It was like fucking dope when he called me up and he looked over my paper and he looked at me with that fucking serious face. You know what I'm saying? And and he graded my paper, and he did it with this so much fucking attitude. With like against kids that he fucking disliked. I mean, he just disliked the teens and at all of them. You know what I'm saying? He just disliked everybody. And I'm like cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not me. But he graded my paper. He yelled out some shit. Just like, all right, get out of here. Like straight up, just being straight up. And then I looked at my paper, and I looked at him back, and he says, "You're not satisfied." You said some random bullshit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? I'm giving you this, but in this weird attitude. And I'm like, nah, I'm cool. No, I didn't say that I'm cool because yeah, you gotta show respect. And I looked at my paper, walked back, and everybody, what did he give you? What did he give you? And I'm like, shit, I got an A. And it was like, it was so confusing to those people who didn't know what grade I got in that fucking paper segment. But that teacher's pretty cool. It's like, I'm not even sure. I don't want to be a dick, but I'm not even sure if he's around. But these are teachers that you know, people are gonna say, "Oh, I remember that teacher." "Oh yeah, I remember that teacher," and then you're gonna be like, "Oh, cool," and they're gonna tell you about that teacher. You know what I'm saying? It's like they could either describe him as being a dick, being extra nice, and then when you have them, it's like weird because based on how you're raised, how you're born, how you what's that one fucking word everybody uses? Your perception of how you understand how you I don't know how to use that word in that fucking good sentence, man. How they see you, and but there were some teachers that they were like just being straight up dicks and they just didn't like you at all. But yet again, they could say, he wasn't that much of a dick. He just didn't like kids at all. He just didn't like people who didn't do work. You know what I'm saying? And the diploma, man. I didn't feel like I didn't achieve anything grabbing the diploma. You know, some people who some people wish to have a diploma, a high school diploma. You know what I'm saying? And you see the struggle when someone's like wanting to work for that diploma. You know what I'm saying? In all ages. You know what I'm saying? You see someone saying, like, when you see someone who hardly does any homework. You know what I'm saying? Who hardly does any work, and yet there's another kid who does his full effort. You know what I'm saying? There's another kid who or another teen doing the whole effort, and yet they're still struggling to get that diploma. And it's like this other kid who takes these other courses, and that makes it like if he barely made it. I'm like, I didn't really I don't really feel like diplomas are as serious as they used to be when it comes to a high school diploma. Although there are some fucking schools that do ask for you for a high school diploma, and that's something. When you get when I got my diploma, I didn't feel like I didn't achieve shit. I didn't want the principal to fucking hug me. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ended up hugging everybody. I remember I had my was it like 3, 4 dreadlocks in my head, and I was like, I don't want this fucker to hug me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but I guess that fool always forced you for a hug. You know, he was always standing on the bottom section of the stairs where you walk off in the middle of the field, and he'll hug all these fucking people who just graduated. And I was like, isn't that kind of weird? You know, isn't that kind of weird? It was, I think my decisions in high school sometimes helped me. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, um, sometimes like hanging out with the same people is not good for you, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I, uh, I didn't see myself hanging out with the people that I wanted to hang out with other people. You know, I want to hang out with people who were like the punks. You know what I'm saying? I wanted that for me. And when it happened, it was like crazy. You know what I'm saying? It was like these homies. They taught me a lot. You know, these guys taught me a whole lot about myself. You know what I'm saying? They made me feel extra comfortable in my shoes. You know what I'm saying? They made me feel great. You know what I'm saying? They made me feel like I needed that in high school. You know what I'm saying? I needed that to become the artist that I am today. You know what I'm saying? Like, they needed someone who was an artist in the group. You know what I'm saying? If you want to see it that way. Um, shout outs to you, man. For it's crazy, it's crazy shit, but it's dope, man. It's dope to see, cause like, let's say middle school, I was like that nerdy boy getting straight A's. You know what I'm saying? Blah 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 blah. And then in high school, you hang out with these the same people, three people, for the rest of the 3 years. You know what I'm saying? It's like, wouldn't that be fucking boring? You know what I'm saying? And wouldn't that be fucking boring if you hanged out for the three people, same 3 to 4? You know what I'm saying? 3 to 4 people, all those 3 years, man. Lunch, nutrition. Throughout my second year of hanging out with the same people, I was like, you know what? Something has to fucking go. Something's gonna happen. I hate the shit that's going on around, and I'm getting like tired of that shit. I'm getting tired of hanging out with the same three homies. I'm not saying there was nothing bad about it, but it was just like, I just had to do something. You know what I'm saying? I had to go out and make more friends. When I was there, I had to what's it called? I had to hang out with the other not homies, because I didn't know all of them, man. I wanted to hang out with people that I wanted to hang out with. I saw the punks. I saw some skaters. I used to skate. I saw some punks, and I was like, you know what? I want to hang out with that guy. You know what I'm saying? I want to hang out with him. Like, in a youthful in the what's it called? Damn. In my mind, it was like, they're cool. You know what I'm saying? They're dope. Like, they were the cool kids, but I wasn't hanging out with them because I was like with this group. It wasn't like, oh, you're here and you're gonna be here and you're gonna stuck with us. No, I was like, nah, I gotta get the fuck out of with this group. I gotta go kick it with those fools. I have to like find a way to hang out with these guys, man. And they changed my life a lot, bro. I was like, they changed my life a lot. That today I think about it, I have their art in my fucking black book. I go back there, I look at it, and I close it, and I come back, and I feel like, fuck. I feel like, fuck, man, I made it. You know, I made the homies that I want to be homies with. I look back and I look at them from time to time, maybe on Instagram, maybe in person. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you bump into someone, and it feels dope. It feels like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, man. Sometimes, being con los más rudos, sometimes they need someone who. I'm not saying they needed someone who's who's very creative. You know what I'm saying? But I think that helps out balance out certain amount certain groups. You know what I'm saying? In a good way. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make people. It doesn't make them look as bad. You know what I'm saying? As it doesn't give them a bad image. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't give them. No los hacen ver como el maldito. You know what I'm saying? It's like I went from like this group where they used to like maybe people thought, oh, they're nice, they just hang out, they talk about stupid shit. But then there's this fucking side of people who kicked it, and then they're like, oh no, watch, keep an eye on those fools. You know what I'm saying? And when I kicked it with them, I was like, they're not bad. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing bad shit. I mean, occasionally, sometimes, you know, when shit got bad, and like they got bad. But this is just like my version. When I was kicking it with them, I felt great, man. I felt like, I don't know. It's a good relief. You know what I'm saying? It's like I feel like fucking doing more art. You know what I'm saying? I feel like someone. I feel like some group needs some artists in their group. You know what I'm saying? It's like who was it? I think Coco Diaz. I hear some of his shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like saying when he says that you just need like three people to rock the world or something like that. Or fuck it. Sometimes you need an artist to fucking say, you know what? We have an artist in the group that could produce some dope art. It's like the clash of like these small clans. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know how to describe that, but you get an idea. And yeah, man, I just hope everybody there is doing great. You know what I'm saying? And what else can I come up with? Yeah, a lot of art, man. A lot of art making during born ass classes. A lot of creativity, bruh. There's times where, yeah, man, it's just like a lot of art. and and then graduation passed, and then we all fucking rooted out. You know what I'm saying? We all went. And I don't know. It just stops. Cada quien por su lado, man. And then, no mames, güey. I can't believe it. Cuando me tocó con. Damn, bro. Cuando fuimos. Damn, man. It just got brighter and brighter. You know what I'm saying? At the end of my senior year, it got brighter. I think if I lived like the last semester of my senior year, my whole school would have been way better. But it's like, nah. Pasó un chingo durante my last senior year because it was less of like doing work, homework and shit like that. And you find yourself doing more of what you want to do. And it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy how they're only gonna appreciate you if when you're making a good success. You know what I'm saying? It's like all these schools appreciate their fucking high fucking scholar students and shit like that, man. Like, they're gonna appreciate. Oh, we had this famous actor in our school, so let's appreciate him and make him a good role model for these children who really don't give a fuck. But they're just doing it for their own image, I guess. Like famous baseball player, famous actors, famous singers. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's so many other people who que se está chingando, güey, que se está chingando de que la está haciendo, you know what I'm saying? It's like maybe maybe I don't want to come up with this, but maybe I'm the only one who's like is still making art, you know what I'm saying? Who's because you know, being you need a lot of supplies, man. It's not easy when you don't have the supplies and you need them to make the art. You know, you gotta build that. Shit, I don't know. I'm dozing off, but I guess I know there's a lot of talk about in high school and shit, but there has to be a stop to this shit. So I'm gonna. Mm, it's already. It's gonna be past 11. It's already 11:40 p.m. So nah, just chilling. Fucking tired. I'm down to fucking knock out. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm done to knock out. Gotta set up my alarm. Gotta set up my alarm at 6 and wake up at 12. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm gonna set up my alarm at 6. Gotta get up early, man, and try to overcome that coziness of being cold and shit. Damn, there's so many good music right here that I'm listening to. This is the one music is that Invisible Sony music. If you guys check that out, you'll see why I'm getting sleepy as fuck. But yeah, hopefully you guys are still alive, doing your thing. You know, um, this was like the fucking number six, number six podcast. I don't want to call it a podcast anymore. I don't know why, but it was Mi Arte number six. The Arte Y Lokura. Right here with the Arte Y Lokura Hello Kitty, man. That shit's crazy. It scares me at night sometimes, man, because it glows in the dark. It's a Halloween version. Fucking rare, man. This shit's fucking rare. It has his skeleton costume. That you take out the face and you place it, and it becomes like the skeleton looking Hello Kitty. Shit, I got that shit for like $2, man, at McDonald's. $2 to keep on motivating me. This shit looks dope, man. It's just valuable to me. Fucking Hello Kitty, man. Hell, fucking icon. Yeah, man. Arte Locura, bruh. Right here in the art fucking realm. If you have any artists out there that is not giving you the good tips, bruh, pass. If you're there wanting, if you're begging for likes and subscribes and share, fuck you. Don't ever fucking subscribe, bruh. Don't ever fucking click a like button. Man, don't do that shit. Every now and then it's pretty good, man. One thing before I jam, man, I'm starting to learn. You're gonna have to learn how to mute people. You know what I'm saying? You gotta learn how to and this is a big ass tip, man. If you guys are fucking just like on Instagram, I'm gonna come up with a lot of topics about Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where I communicate with like friends, family members, a lot of people I communicate on there. If you wanting to have a better, if you want to be more focused on what you want to do, you know what I'm saying? You want to like follow the people that you like, man. Yet again, if they're just like posting the shit that makes them happy, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's cool to see it, but you gotta really be focused on what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? So what I do, man, what I do is I fucking mute people's stories. I mute their stories. I mute their posts, and that fucking helps me a lot. That does not mean I'm giving you the bad shoulder. I'm turning my back on you. No, 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 no. That means, man, when I have the time, and then when I really want your time to be on my time, I'll check out your story. You know what I'm saying? I'll check out your story. I'll check out your pictures, your videos, whatever. And if that motivates me to make more art, you know what I'm saying? That helps me be myself, you know what I'm saying? If that helps me in my life, you know what I'm saying? If I see that you're having a good time, and I question myself, how come I'm not having a good time? uh I would check up on your feed, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm gonna be, that's what I'm been doing. I've been muting people's stories. I don't really have to see memes, you know what I'm saying? I mute them, and when I have time, and when I really think about, you, if it's like as interesting as it is, like liking all those pictures, I'll check out your story, man. I'll check out your pictures, and when I stop, it's because I'm focused. I'm focused on what I'm doing. I'm really fucking focused, and I learned this because it helped me. It helps me. If you're a gamer, you're gonna know there's a lot of people who are gonna fucking message you some bad messages. And what you do when you get that, you mute, you mute them, you block them, and you don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? You don't worry, and you read those fucking messages. So I took that and I fucking put that shit on Instagram, bruh. You know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, your feed's dope, but it's not helping me out. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not making me be creative. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, I fucking take the time to fucking do my shit, and limit myself on viewing shit. I fucking cleavage and nasties or whatever, yoga, your mats fucking bomb as fuck, but too much of it can cause you a fucking sickness. You know what I'm saying? With a lot of respect, as much as you're modeling the clothing that you wear. I don't think showing cleavage is necessary for all that, but you know, guys like it, females like your females like the fucking confidence it gives you. You know what I'm saying? But who truly knows what you're doing it for, my friend? And they could say that about me too, but that's why I try to limit myself on selfies, guys. I think printing pictures and posting them says a lot about you, man. And there's gonna be a time where you're gonna stop doing that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna start. There's gonna be a time where you're gonna start printing them out and letting go of that moment, man. They're not gonna be on the Instagram anymore, man. That shit's becoming old, bro. Eso ya está pasando, you know. And yeah, man, that's what I do. That's what I do, man. And yeah, man, keep yourself focused, man. Don't let some bullshit. Don't let that bullshit overcome you, man. When you know your hobbies, when you find other hobbies to do, you're gonna end up doing that shit, and you're not gonna be thinking about the shit you were earlier. The miss the shit that was happening. But if it's that grave, just know that shit's gonna pass, man. You know. Well, man, ya me tengo que despedir, man. Gotta set up. Gotta fucking prepare myself and to go to bed, brush teeth, floss that bullshit. Yeah, let me say goodbye again, bruh. This was Mi Arte podcast number 6, man. I guess it was quite personal. Podcast number 6, wait. That's feo, cabrón. Thank you guys for listening. Um, Gracias, you know what I'm saying? Mi Arte podcast number 6. This was Arte Y Lokura, you know. I gotta say goodbye to you guys. Good night, you know what I'm saying? And have a dope day, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And like always, estás feo, cabrón.